Going to see the architecture under different layers. IoT architecture. In that architecture, how many layers? What are the functionalities? And what are the responsibilities for that architecture? Today's topic is this one. Before going to the topic, I want to know from you. See, if you want to govern a communication between the networks, is it requires any architecture? Is my question understand by you? If you want to communicate, okay, if you want to transfer the information from source to the destination, or in networking, either computer networking or sensor networking or internet networking, is there any architecture is required to communicate the data, or it having any rules to communicate the data in a network? Yes. See, what is the protocol or architecture for required to communicate the data in networks? I am saying in networks, particularly I am saying that in networks. See, if you want to communicate the data in networks, it requires a set of rules. It must follow the set of rules provided by the organization or any institute. Okay, ISO OSI layer. ISO is one of the standard, means in any networks it must follow the OSI layer architecture, okay, or TCP/IP architecture in order to govern the data communication in the networks. Why? Because based on the application scenario, they are used either OSI architecture or TCP/IP architecture. Okay. Why? Because OSI having the 7-layer architecture, TCP/IP having the 5-layer architecture. Based on the end scenario application, okay, end scenario application, the architecture may just modified and based on the application, but it follows a fixed architecture to govern the data communication between in the networks or wireless sensor networks or anything. This is, you remember this point, means if you want to communicate any data or if you want to transfer any information in the networks, it requires a set of rules and protocols to govern the data communication. Okay, in networks it follows two architectures. First one is the OSI layer architecture, or either one is the TCP IP architecture in order to govern the data communication. Okay, there are different layers, each layer having their own protocols to govern the data communication. This is the first point. This is related to today's topic, that's why I stressing on this. Next, see, in OSI layer, 7 layers. Among the 7 layers, transport layer is one of the main layer to transport the information from lower layers to the higher layers. Okay, medium access layers to the application layer. Transport layer transfers the information from lower layers to the upper layers, right? In that, why we use two protocols, UDP and TCP protocol? Tell me the reason. See, why can't we use one protocol? Now, this is also related to our topic. If you understand this basic, then only today's topic you can understand. See, what I'm saying is transport layer is one of the layer. It transport the information, whatever the information is there, that information is transferred from lower layer to the upper layer. This is the first role. In that, if you want to transport the information from lower to upper layer, it requires a protocol. There are two protocols are there. One is UDP, second one is the TCP. Why there are two protocols? Because based on the application or based on the scenario, See, the protocols can be used. If you want to for reliability, if you want to need for the high speed, I want to transmit the data with high speed, then I go for the UDP protocol. If I want to a reliable communication, okay, and the reliable communication means the transmission speed will be low. In that scenario, if I need the reliable communication, okay, then I go for the TCP protocol. Okay, means if I want to communicate data with high speed, I will go for the UDP. If I want to go for the low speed with reliability, I go for the TCP. Means based on the end application, I used the protocol in the transport layers. Okay, either TCP or UDP. Like this, see, based on these 2 points, today's topic will be discussed. Okay, next, coming to our concept. How I interrelated that OSI to the IoT. Today is the I will discuss today. See, in IoT, each system requires its own level of customization because its own level of approach to solve that problem. See, I want to build one application by using IoT. One of your friend wants to application the different application by using IoT. Okay, some other person or some other organization want to deploy some application with IoT. Means based on the application, based on the requirement of the end user, the level of architecture will be customized. Means here one thing you remember, in network there is a fixed architecture is there. Okay, but in IoT there is no fixed predefined architecture. You remember this point, Amma? There is no predefined or pre-approved architecture. There is no predefined architecture is there in the IoT. Based on the application, every organization, for suppose Cisco, okay, they want to build one IoT application. Okay, they frame the architecture based on the layers and they propose one architecture. For example, IBM is there. You want to deploy one IoT application. Okay, you want to develop one IoT application. See, based on the basic concept, they deploy their application based on the application scenario. You remember one point in this class, there is no fixed architecture in IoT. Based on the organization application, they developed one IoT protocol architecture based on the application, right? Because of its own level of approach to solve that problem. This always remains the fundamental layers. See, any application, they use the fundamental layers which are included in the all the architecture. See, what are the fundamental layers are there? The fundamental layers are fixed in the IoT, but some layers are included based on the application. See, if in networks there is a fixed layer, 7 layers, the data must follow from physical layer to the application layer. It is mandatory. But in IoT, there are fundamental layers are there. Some fundamental layers are there. Okay, for suppose I have 3 fundamental layers. Example I am saying. Why? Because there is no fixed layers in the architecture, right? For suppose there are 3 fundamental layers are there. My application requires a security, okay, reliable data transfer of information, okay, managing of devices. My application scenario is these 3 terms. Then I include other 3 layers with respect to security, okay, reliable communication and managing device. I include another 3 layers with respect to the fixed layers. Then the layers will be changed. Okay. See, here there always remains a fundamental layers. Remember this point. IoT always remains the fundamental layers which are included in all the architecture. Based on the application, some layers is added with that fundamental layers. You remember this point. Okay. Then Why it included the other layers with the fundamental layers? Because of easier task and smooth system functionality. Okay, why? Because IoT is meant for to connecting. Why? Because number of million devices are increasing nowadays. I want to manage this number of devices. For that, this IoT is comes into the picture. Okay, based on the application. For suppose every perspective, every scenario, the application is different. Okay, the scenario is different. For that, some other layers will be included with the fundamental layers because of easy task and smooth system manageability. Okay, next, see, these are the some fixed IoT taxonomies in every architecture. It consists of 5 types. It can be classified into 5 types. First one is the perception layer, pre-processing unit, communication unit, middle layer, and application. See, if you consider any architecture, any IoT application, end user application, or any proposed organization architecture, these 5 modules are compulsory or there in the every proposed architecture by the organization. See, if you go for the literature means previous existing work or previous existing publications or any research. See, based on the application, Cisco introduced their own level of architecture. Some IBM introduced their own level of architecture. Okay, but these perception, pre-processing, communication, middle layer, and application, these are the fundamental layers in every architecture, right? See, first one, the perception layer. What is the role of perception layer? In perception layer, there are number of sensors are there. Why? Because if you want to manage, if you want to connect, if you want to deploy any application layer in IoT, it consists of number of sensors based on the application. See, without sensors, okay, this IoT can't build any application. It must be a sensing unit. Okay, what is the difference between a sensor and sensing node? Otherwise, a sensor or sensor node, there is a difference. You remember, here there are two terminologies are there. First one is a sensor. Next one is the sensor node. What is the difference between a sensor and sensor node? See, if you consider a sensor is a physical object. It senses the environment values. For suppose if you want to sense the temperature values. If you want to sense the pollution, okay, or gas, it will sense the gas values only. But sensor node consists of sensor node having the controlling unit. Among the sensing module, there is a controlling module also there in the sensor node. Means sensor is a physical object, it only sense the observation values. Coming to the sensor node having the controlling unit. Here we are using the controllers as a microcontroller. Okay, microcontroller. See, if you consider anything, Arduino board, it having a controlling unit. If you consider any Raspberry Pi, it having a controlling unit. Okay, like that. The perception layer responsibility is collection of data using various types of sensors. Whatever the sensors are there, the sensors working scenario will comes under the perception layer. Next, pre-processing unit. See, before send the data to the cloud. See, in IoT, if you want to deploy any major application, it requires cloud to store the data of the previous information. Based on the data only, we can implement any application. See, without data, okay, without data, we can't implement any application. For suppose, see, if you want to automatically on and off my AC, how it will work? Based on the temperature values of the room. Okay, that temperature values will be processed in the cloud. before sending the data to the cloud, a pre-processing is required. Means some filter, summarize the data before sending into the network or a cloud. Why it required a pre-processing? For suppose I deploy one application, okay, with 100 sensors in an environment to monitor the agriculture, right? With 100 sensors, I am monitoring my agriculture in the real-time scenario. See, if one sensor is not working, then what is the scenario? Among 100 sensors, if 2 or 3 sensors are not working at a particular instant of time, then what is the scenario? The end product will mislead the results, right? Why? Because with the combination of these 100 sensors only, I want to deploy the particular application. In that scenario, some of the sensors are not working. Then I want to go for the pre-processing. Pre-processing means if any missing values are there, see some predefined algorithms can use it to misgap the sensor values. That's why we use the filters. Okay, filters and summarize the data before sending it to the cloud. That's why we require the pre-processing unit. Okay, in that scenario, some pre-processing unit is required. Next, communication module. See here the why is the need of communication module? See, already in previous lab you see the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is one of the communication module. If you want to transmit the data or receive the data to other modules, I require a Wi-Fi module. See, like that, coming in communication module, there are different modules are there. Okay, RFID, Bluetooth. Okay, these are different modules are there in the communication. Why? Because not to gather the data over the wireless or wired. You see, in some scenario, I want to build my application either wired or wireless. Okay, if you want to go for the wireless, they are using the Wi-Fi modules. If you want to go for the wired, I can use the IEEE 802.3 Ethernet protocols. Okay, a communication module is required. Okay, different entities communicate over the network using the different protocols and the standards. You see, what is the standards? Standards nothing but, see, if you want to go for wired communication, then it will go for the IEEE 802.3 standard. Okay, if you want to go for the wireless, okay, wireless LAN, WLAN, wireless local area network, the standard is IEEE 802.11. See, there are by using different protocols and the standards, we want to communicate either wired or wireless in the networking. Next task is middleware. Okay, middleware is used for scalability of the devices. Some example, I will go each one briefly. Scalability, interoperability, these roles. Why? Because see, different sensors work with different conditions and the sensing values will be different. I want to interconnect all these sensors. Then I require a middleware. In that scenario, I require some middleware. Create the abstractions such hiding the hardware details or not to interoperability of different sensors with different values. See, if you want to communicate, first of all, I consider one example. See, network didn't know the language, right? Some people communicate in some different protocols. Example, I am saying in Telugu or English or something different language, like different protocols they are using to communicate. Then, if any protocol also there, they must be converted with the same format, right? See, there. That's why a network architecture is required. If you want to communicate if in any format or any protocol or any different standards, the standards will be different with based on the different sensors or different scenarios. But it will convert. See, there are 100 sensors are there. I want to interconnect the sensors by using IoT. Each sensor's value perception is different. Okay, the working scenario is different, but by using the different scenario, different sensor environment, I want to handle the different sensors or interconnectivity of these different sensors. I require a middleware. Okay, then after the middleware, it will go for the application. Whatever the application is there, okay, that application, various applications that improves user experience and increase the efficiency. See, if I propose one IoT architecture for particular application, see some with some values, some small modifications, same application will work with different scenarios. Then the company introduce another architecture. No, why? Because see, if you want to deploy any architecture, means it requires of a huge amount of manpower, okay, and it requires a cost to implement the architecture. If you want to propose one architecture, that architecture must minimum of 10 to 5 applications or 10 to 15 applications. See, in that scenario applications, these 15 applications work with that fixed architecture. If there is a major change in the application, then I will go for then the companies or organization change their IoT architecture. Okay, that's why the middle layer comes into the picture. Okay, based on the user application, the fixed architecture will change a minor modification and works based on the scenario, based on the application. Okay, these are the 5 fundamental layers in every architecture, right? This is the brief introduction about the IoT taxonomy and the different layers with different specific functions with different layers. See, briefly we will go for the each unit. I missed one slide. Perception layer. In perception layer, I am saying there are different sensors are there. Okay, there is, so if you want to measure, okay, some values, temperature values, ultrasonic sensor is there. If I want to measure my heart rate, okay, based on the ECG sensors are required. If I want to monitor the temperature related sensors are required. See, based on the perception layer, there are different sensors are there. Okay, coming to the pre-processing unit. Pre-processing unit is plays a main role in order to transfer the data to the cloud. Why? Because see, I am explaining one scenario. There are smart devices are there. Most of the smart devices are in mobility, right? See, when I am moving to my home, I want to switch on my AC. Whatever the control unit in my hand, that is moving. Okay, that is the mobility. The device will be mobility. The intelligence device will be mobility. Okay, in that scenario, okay, see, non-real time applications, it is okay. If you go for the real time applications, the pre-processing unit is required. See, why? Because the most of the devices are in mobility. The smart devices or mobiles or the network conditions make the communication difficult because of the real-time scenario. Why? Because the units are in the mobility state. If I want to pre-processing, I want to see the real-time data with the mobility devices. There is a limitation. Why? Because some values are missing. Okay, due to the internet failures, a particular instant of time the data will be missed. Okay, these type of scenarios are corrected in the gateway level before uploading the data to the cloud. Right? See, here the main approach is first the sensor sends the value. Next, it will transfer the value to the cloud. If processing is required, after the processing, it will went for the application. This is the process in the IoT. First, it sends the value. The sensing value information is passed through cloud. Next, processing the value in the cloud and build the application and send the application based on the application. Right? This is the workflow in the IoT, right? Here, a gateway is introduced between the smart device and the cloud. Before uploading the data to the cloud, a gateway is required. Smart gateways is required. Why this smart gateways is required? Because of the sensing devices. What are the smart devices are there? The smart devices are in mobility. Okay, based on some a particular time, if the data is not available, the processing is required before uploading to the cloud. Right? See, at a particular instant of time, the net is not available. At that scenario, the data is not there. See, if you want to build an application, see, the data is in cloud. The missing values I want to replace. Okay, for that, a intermediate pre-processing is required. The pre-processing is done in the gateways in IoT. Remember this point. Okay, why? Because the smart devices are mobility. Next, reliable and real-time activation. Okay, why? Because most of the application are the real-time responses. For real-time responses, a pre-processing is required in order to transfer the data to the cloud. The pre-processing is done in the gateway level. Okay, gateway level. Next, scalability. See, in IoT, okay, see, I am using my application. Some other people using second application. Some other people using some other application. Okay, multiple devices communicate at the same interval of time. There is a increase in the latency. I want to scale the network. If number of multiple devices also increased, then I want to improve the latency. Okay, this also comes under the pre-processing unit. If multiple devices at a time they will interact, then what happen? There is a chance of time gap. Why? Because who will interact first? Who will transfer the data first? Okay, like this scenario. Why? Because number of 100 billion of devices are interacting or connecting over the internet. Then they it requires, multiple devices are connecting at the same interval of time. I want to manage this multiple connections at the same interval of time. Then I require this scalability. Scalability. See, IoT is not for a specific person or specific organization. It is used for the different organizations or different peoples or different multiple devices. I require a scalability during the multiple device scenarios at the same interval of time. Okay, I want to increase the latency if the devices, multiple devices are interacting over the network. Okay, this requires a pre-processing. The pre-processing is done in the gateway level before uploading data to the cloud. Here in IoT, you remember one thing. Whatever the you want to build an application, okay, whatever the data is there in the cloud, from there you can build the application based on the whatever the existing data in the cloud. Okay, see, for that the workflow is first sensor layer is there, perception layer is there. It requires sensor. From sensing value, the information is transferred to the cloud, cloud to the processing, next application. See this, you remember this flow, then only you can understand the architecture. Okay, here why we required a pre-processing. Okay, why? Because in real-time scenarios, whatever the missing values, okay, whatever say, a multiple devices interact with each other, this type of pre-processing unit will be done in the gateway level only. Okay, next coming to the see, slides will be move up and down. Coming to the perception layer, see, IoT application needs one or more sensors to collect the data from the environments, right? You remember this one point. It requires number of sensors to collect the data from the environment. The sensor is small in size, low cost, and consume low energy. Next point, various type of sensor used to build this smart application. See, I already I discussed now. See what are the different sensors. Okay, if you want to find the location based sensors are used. If you want to know the movement sensors are used. Okay, if you want to lightning sensors are used. If you want to go for the ECG, EMG sensing of medical applications, medical sensors are used. If you want to sense the pollution, as pollution related, okay, gases related, environment sensors are used. If you want to find the agriculture, chemical sensors or biosensors are used. Infrared sensors, radio frequency sensors, mobile sensors, neural sensors. These are the different sensors based on the application. If you want to build any application, we require different sensors. The sensors will be handled by the perception layer. Right? Next, coming to the communication. In communication, module is one of the challenging module. Okay, it requires address and identification of each smart device. Here we are using the low power communication devices. Why? Because we are using the small sensor. The small sensor in smaller size. We require the low power. We didn't require the high powers. Okay. Here the routing protocols are used for efficient communication. Okay. Here we will see the different communication modules are there. In communication, if you go for the wireless sensor network, RFID, wireless sensor network, near field communication, these are comes under the networks. If you go for the internet protocol, smart objects, low power, adaptation layer, routing protocols, application protocol. If you go for the low power technologies like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, see here most of the communication modules are discussed. See in IoT, among these, which modules are used? Tell me the answer. Here in communication, there are different communication modules are there. In IoT, which modules are used? Please answer from this slide. Which technologies or which communication modules are used in the IoT? Now tell me the answer. This is the communication. In that communication, there are different types of communication are there. Here, there are different types of classification of communications are there. There is wireless sensor network communication is there. RFID and WSN, wireless sensor network integration is there. Near field communication is there. This is under the networks. Okay. If you go for the IP, smart objects, there are low power, adaptation layer, routing protocols, and application layer. If you go for the low power technologies, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee. Among these communication modules, which communication modules are used in the IoT? Please post the answer. As my question understand, which type of modules are used in the IoT among these communication modules? One of a student post wireless sensor networks. Amma, please follow my class. Okay. See, what I'm saying is already I described that. Already you saw the example in yesterday's lab also. We use the Wi-Fi modules, Zigbee modules, Bluetooth modules in order to communicate our sensors. Okay, here we using the low power technologies are used in the IoT. You remember this point. See, wireless sensor network is different. In the first class, I discussed that wireless sensor network requires machine-to-machine interface. Machine-to-machine cycles is required in the wireless sensor networks. Coming to the IoT, Internet of Things, okay, it isn't required machine-to-machine cycle interaction. Okay, wireless sensor network is different, but the application is same. See, wireless sensor network application is different and IoT application is different. In a wireless sensor networks or near field communication, there is a machine to machine cycles are required in order to process the data or in order to communicate. But coming to the IoT, there is no machine to machine cycle necessary in the IoT. You remember one thing here from these communication modules we are using in IoT, we are using the low power technologies. Why? Because we are using the sensors. Already in the previous slide also I discussed. What is discussed? See, sensors are in small size, low cost, consumes low energy. Low energy means low power. Okay, we are using the low power technologies in the IoT for communication, that are Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and Zigbee modules. Based on the distance, sir, why are using the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee? Based on the distance scenario application, we use the either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or Zigbee. Okay, next. Coming to the middleware. Okay, middleware is one of the challenging task. Okay, challenging scenario which needs to be addressed. What are the addressed in the middleware? Interoperability and programming abstraction. See, there are n million number of devices are communicating, interacting with each other in the IoT. I want to see each number of devices work with different applications or different scenario. I want to interoperability. I required an interoperability because of different sensors or work with a million number of sensors interacting. The million sensors are works with different scenarios. Okay, they are working with different applications. They are working with different um, sensing values. They required a interoperability and programming abstraction. Then next point, what is the role of middleware? See, there are million number of devices, means multiple devices are communicating at the same interval of time. Then we require a device management is required. I want to manage. Why? Because multiple devices, multiple million devices are interacting or interoperability in the IoT. Then I require the device management. See, if there is no device management in the middleware, what happens? Some sensor values are missing. See, if the sensor values are missing, one example I am saying, see, I am having my car, right? I'm having my smart car. Nowadays, most of the cars are smart. If anything happen, okay, if anything, if you need any services, if it requires any problem occurred in the uh, running car, see it directly connected to the nearest customer service. This option is available in the nowadays in the present cars. See if you require any support related to the car, then one smart application is built in the present scenario manufacturing cars. Directly it will connect to the nearest servicing center. They give some suggestions if the problem is minor. Based on the suggestions, we only rectify the problem and we move on. Okay, these type of scenarios are coming into the present cars. See, if the information is missing, see, this will happen when there is a interoperability device management is there. If the sensing values are missing or mislead in the car, it's showing some error because of sensing values. Then what happened? Or see, if you want to sense some problem in the car with 3-4 sensors, two sensors are working with a good condition, one sensor is not working with a good condition, but it's showing some error, but the condition is good also, it's showing some error message in the display. Then what happened? Okay, these type of scenarios we require the device discovery and the management. Now to avoid this type of situations, we require the device discovery and the management. Next, coming to the scalability. See, already scalability means why we require scalability? Not to increase the latency. Not to increase the latency. Okay, latency. Why? Because how we increase the latency means multiple devices are interacting. I want to scale the devices. Which device requires most priority? Okay, which device requires highest priority service? I want to scale the devices. If I want to scale the device in that scenario, then the latency will be increased. See, if I want to provide the services without the priority need, then what happened? Some of the devices require the priority. Okay, but I didn't give the service to the priority devices. I provide service to the unpriority devices. What happened? There is a decrease in the latency. Why? Because my role is whatever the service is required priority, then I want to scale the devices. Okay, in that scenario, the scalability scenario is required. Then big data analytics. Here the big data analytics is comes into the picture. Why? Because million devices are interacting, sensing the values, then the values are transferred to the cloud, right? I want to require, see, more million device data is, there is a big data. We require the analytics system, big data analytics system is required. Why? Because million devices are interacting. Okay, these also work in the middle layer. Next, security and privacy. See, I want to tell one example. See, if you consider the smart management traffic system, one of the country developed a smart management traffic system by using the IoT. See, if ambulance, a service, urgent service is required, for example, a medical care, ambulance is coming, but in that scenario, at the junction, the ambulance way is in red, the signal is in red, but I want to enable the green. Why? Because I want to priority to the ambulance to move. Based on my application, based on my smart sensing system, okay, the already the pre-processing information, whatever the roadmaps, whatever the data is there, that is in the cloud processing. Based on the application means an ambulance is there, then the cloud data will be identified and show the green signal. Even though if it is red, it will enable the green signal and show the way to the ambulance. Okay, these are the smart system. All right, see, here the security is required. For suppose if there is no security, okay, then what happened? Some of the robbers, okay, some of the thieves, they used the same scenario. If the ambulance is not also there, they map it as a they are coming in the ambulance, then it will enable the green. If there is no security, సెక్యూరిటీ కనుక లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది? ఒక సిస్టమ్ ఉన్నది, ఒక కార్ అనేది దాంట్లో ఏదన్నా అన్ఈవెన్ థింగ్స్ మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి, వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు? వాట్ ఎవర్ ది స్మార్ట్ సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ దేర్, దే హ్యాక్ and they send the signal that the car is ambulance, even though the car is not ambulance. Okay, then the smart system provides the way to the that car. Okay, see, we require the one of the major challenge in the IoT is the security and privacy. Why? Because no one can use the same smart system, traffic management system by other use. Okay, we require the security, right? Next, cloud services. There are different types of cloud services are there to store the data. These are comes under the middleware. Okay, based on this application we can build the application specific. Okay, next, coming to the layers. Here until now we will discuss the what are the scenarios, how the data flow is there. Okay, next we will see the architecture. We'll see the architecture. I'm going to take the 5 minutes break. I will continue the class after the break. Take the 5 minutes break. I will continue the class. already 193 is added, Amma. Okay, I will check in the RP. Okay, okay. In this meeting, 193 is there.
Okay, sir.
79 is also there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can you please add me in Teams?
In attendance,
In Teams, sir.
your voice is exactly not audible.
Sir, I'm telling that can you please add me in Teams?
Okay, okay. I will add next. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. After the completion of this, I will add.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, attendance last class also not taken, sir.
Okay, okay. I will take in the last 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Some of the people not in the beginning of the class now. I will consider the. I will take the attendance in the last 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Coming to the architecture. See, until now we will discuss the IoT flow only. See how the data will be flowing the IoT. Until the today's class, we will discuss a basic fundamentals, how the data is flowed, which modules are there, what are the functions of each layer, each module. Okay, like that we discussed. Now we will see the basic architecture. See from the slide, there is no single predefined architecture for IoT, which is agreed by universally. Okay, based on the organization, based on the company, they build their own IoT architecture based on the end user application, right? You remember this point. If anybody asks, is there any fixed architecture for IoT? No, but there is a fundamental layers are there in the IoT. Based on these fundamental layers, each organization can then build their own architecture by using these fundamental layers. This is the answer, right? There are three fundamental layers are there in the IoT. What are the three fundamental layers? Perception layer, application layer, right? So whatever the end user is there, whatever the sensing devices are there, the sensing devices application must work with the application. See whatever the sensors are there, the sensors is considered based on our application. See, perception layer, application layer. These are the two layers, right? In between there is a network layer. In order to transport the information from perception layer to the application layer, we require the network layer. See what is the role of the perception layer? Already I discussed. Sensor sense the values or gather the information based on the environment as conditions. Okay, and sense the value, and the sensing values will be uplink to the next layer, right? Next, it will go to the network layer. Network layer responsible for connecting the smart things, network devices, and servers. Okay, and also use it for transmitting and processing the sensor data to the application layer, right? Next, coming to the application layer, responsible for delivering application to specific services to the users. Okay, defines the application in which the Internet of Things can be deployed. Okay, which application can be deployed for each user, it will be applicable. These are responsible for the application layer. The perception layer is responsible for this sensing the values based on the environment conditions. Network layer is responsible for managing the devices and transfer the sense perception layer data to the upper layers. This is the basic three-layer architecture. See, this is the basic three-layer architecture. Next, based on this basic layer architecture, there is a five-layer architecture is there. Okay, in the five-layer architecture, we include transport layer, processing layer, and application layer between the perception layer and the. We include transport layer and processing layer in between perception layer and application layer, and there is a business layer, Okay, we will see. See, the organization modified based on three-layer architecture to the five-layer architecture. Here there are three other modules also include. What are three other layers? Transport layer, processing layer, and the business layer. We will see the working or functionalities of the different these included layers. What is the role of transport layer? Transfer the sensor data between different layers through a network. Okay, such as we can use a 3G, local area network, or Bluetooth, or RFID, or near field communications. Okay, then what is the role of processing layer? Already I discussed in the previous slides. What is the required of pre-processing? There is the pre-processing will be done in the gate layer, gateways, right? Gateways. The role is store, analyze, and processing the huge amount of data, which will be applicable in the cloud. Okay, this data, huge amount of data, will be stored by using the cloud-based databases and big data processing modules. Not in order to process or analyze, we required cloud computing. Next, what is the role of business layer? This business layer not in the all the applications. If the application is a large scale, then they introduce the business layer. If the application is small scale, there is no business layer. Remember the point. If there is a large scale environment, business layer is included. If the application is small scale, there is no business layer. Okay, if the application is small scale, it requires perception layer, transport layer, processing layer, and the application layer only. If you go for the large scale management system or large scale environment system, we require the business layer. Okay, large scale environment means, see, there are different streams are there, different scenarios that I want to manage. Then it requires the business layer. Manage the whole IoT system, including application, business, and profit models and the user privacy. Okay. If you go for the large scale environment, we require the business layer. This is the five-layer architecture. Okay. Next, we will see one thing. This is scenario. Whatever the data is there, the data will be stored in the cloud, right? See, what is the basic approach? Perception layer sense the values. Transport layer transport the information sensor data by using the low power modules like Bluetooth, okay, Zigbee, okay. Next, processing layer, it will process the data, go to the application. This is the scenario in IoT na: perception, transport, processing, and application. Sensor sense the values, information passing through the cloud by using the processing layer. Next, we will process and go to the application. This is the scenario. Okay. In cloud scenario, see, if the data is, you remember one thing, what are the smart devices are there? That smart devices are stored in the cloud. You remember this point. Okay. In cloud scenario, cloud computing processing, there are two scenarios are there. like this UDP, TCP, right? In OSI, there are two scenarios are there. The two scenarios are UDP and TCP. Okay, like this, I will scale this cloud computing in this two scenarios. See, when I have the information, I pass on to the cloud platform, which then processing it and also apply for the various application to deal. This is the basic cloud computing, right? See, in this basic cloud computing, which does not require immediate action and requires a large amount of processing for the segments. In which scenario this type of cloud computing is used? Which does not require the immediate response. See, I want to deploy one application. See, I didn't want any faster response, immediate response. Then I go for the basic cloud computing. Right? You remember the one thing. If the system does not require an immediate action, okay, and requires a large amount of processing environment, then I go for the cloud computing, basic cloud computing. Okay, but remember one thing, but if my system requires an immediate response, you remember one thing, immediate response doesn't require. If the immediate response doesn't require, I go for the basic cloud computing. Okay. If any IoT system required an immediate response, in that case, I go for the fog computing. You remember one thing, fog, F-O-G, fog computing. What is the role of fog computing? If the system, IoT system requires immediate action based on the scenario, based on the user need, then I go for the fog computing. Why? Because whatever the smart devices are there, the data will be in the cloud. By seeing this figure, we can easily understand whatever the smart device data is there, the data will be stored in the cloud. Based on the cloud processing, the applications will be deployed. Okay. If the applications doesn't require any immediate response, I didn't require the fog computing. If the device's end user requires immediate response, I go for the fog computing. Fog computing. Then whatever the file layer architecture is there, the file layer architecture is modified. Here my application is I require an immediate response. This is the basic file layer architecture. It doesn't require any immediate response. But one of the organization requires that whatever the event happen, based on the event, it will requires an immediate response, like smart traffic management system, whatever I explained in the previous slides. Okay, I requires an immediate response whenever the ambulance is in the traffic junction. In that scenario, I go for the fog computing. Then this 5-layer architecture is modified as a 7-layer architecture. Based on my application scenario, my IoT system requires immediate response. Then I go for the fog. You remember there are two computing systems in the IoT. There is a fog computing and edge computing. Okay, not to manage the data in the cloud. There are two only. One is the fog, one is the edge. These fog and edge are required for the immediate responses. But there is a small difference. I will explain the small difference. What is the difference between fog and edge computing? See, I want to go for the immediate response. I require the fog computing. Then I will change my 5-layer architecture into the 7-layer architecture. How the layers are modified. See, in between the physical layer and transport layer, I am including some of the layers. Why? Because I need the immediate response. If I go for the immediate response, what I require? A monitoring layer is required. Monitoring layer, what is the purpose of the monitoring layer? See, is really needed a immediate response from the monitoring layer, I will analyze. Then the pre-processing is required. Why? Because why I require pre-processing? I will show the way to the ambulance at a particular instant of time. Then I will process the immediately. For that, I require the pre-processing layer, next storage layer and security layer. See, already I mentioned the security layer. If I deploy a smart traffic management system, no one can use for the no one can use for their own usage. Okay, I required a security layer. Okay, in between I included a physical layer and transport in between. I included monitoring layer, pre-processing layer, storage layer, and the security layer. Why? Because I go for the fog architecture. Okay, for smart IoT gateways. By using fog architecture, there is the immediate response. How the immediate response is there? By using this, when I include these layers, there is a fast immediate response is there. Okay, the layers are monitoring layer, pre-processing layer, storage layer, and the security layer. Right? The fog architecture presents a layered architecture which inserts monitoring, pre-processing, storage, and security layers between the physical and the transport layers. Okay. See, based on my scenario, the 5-level architecture can be changed. Next, what is the responsible for the each layer? Coming to the monitoring layer monitors the power, resources, response, and the services. What is the role of pre-processing? Pre-processing layer performs filtering, processing, and analytics of sensor data. What is the role of temporary storage? Temporary storage layer provides storage functionality such as data replication, distribution, and storage. What is the role of security layer? Security layer performs encryption, description, and ensures the data integrity and privacy. Okay, these are the 4 layers which are included in the fog computing. If I go for the immediate response, I go for the fog computing. Then the 5-layer architecture may be changed as a 7-layer architecture by including these layers: monitoring and pre-processing, temporary temporary storage. These are comes under 1 layer. Security is the another layer. Okay. Now the 5-layer architecture comes under the 7-layer architecture by using the fog computing. If my system having the immediate response. Okay. Then what is the role of a fog computing? Fog computing role is, if I go for the fog computing in my IoT application, then the fog computing maintain security, encryption, and integrity. Right? You remember these 3 words: security, encryption, and integrity. Okay, these are maintained by the fog layer by using this, by including this monitoring, pre-processing, and temporary storage and security layers. Okay, now see this 7-layer architecture. The 5-layer architecture can be modified by the 7-layer architecture when I include the fog computing. Okay, next, see, already you will see the fog computing now. Then I will say there are 2 computing are there. One is the fog computing, next one is the edge computing. Fog and edge computing, my main role is, the main role of the fog and edge computing is, see, immediate response, and there is no chance for the network delays. The main role of edge and fog computing can greatly reduce the overall network delays for IoT devices. My overall network delays by using the fog and edge computing, it can greatly reduce the overall network delays, and it is responsible for the immediate responses. Okay, then what is the difference between a fog and edge? The main difference between fog and edge is, in edge computing, we can do the at the individual nodes. See, there are nodes nothing but a sensors. Okay, we can do on the individual nodes or individual sensors as well with respect to it. See, whatever the performance is there, whatever the computing, whatever the security, encryption, integrity, whatever the operations in the fog computing, that will be done on this sensor node itself. Whatever the sensing element is there, I will do this type of working or operations at individual nodes or individual sensor itself only. See, whatever the operation is there, that operations are with respect to or with the sensor node itself. See, sensor node itself is, it will term as the edge. Edge means what? How we call as the edge? Edge is the starting point. Now, if you enter, see, I consider one table. What is the edge? Edge is the starting point, right? Starting point means ending point or starting point. Whatever the operations is there, whatever the operations means, security, encryption, integrity, these operations are done at the sensor itself. That will be termed as the edge computing. Whatever the sensing devices, these type of operations, security, encryption, integrity, those are done at the sensor itself. Okay, it will be termed as the edge computing. So whenever I have the edges, these become the point to perform the operations of data that being collected at the sensors. Whatever the operations are there, whatever the operations on the data that being collected at the edges only. Okay, why? Because the sensing point is at the edges means we consider the data from the starting point as the sensors. Now we will do the operations at the edge level only, at the sensors level only. This is the major difference between fog and edge. See, the security, encryption, integrity done in the cloud. Okay, this is nothing but fog computing. If it is done in the sensor itself, that is nothing but edge computing. Okay, these are the two differences. Okay, next, if you want to go for the immediate response and to avoid the network delays, I will go for the 7-layer architecture. These are the 7-layer architecture in the IoT. In the IoT, there are 7 layers. Upper 3 layers, I will classify these 7 layers into 2 types. Okay, upper 3 layers: collaboration, process, application, and data abstraction. These are considered as a one set. Next, physical devices, connectivity, edge computing, and data accumulation. These are considered as a one set. Okay, upper 3 layers are responsible for query based, non-real time, and IT. Okay, information technology related. Okay, what are the upper 3 layers are there? The upper 3 layers: data abstraction, application, collaboration, and process are responsible for the query based, non-real time, and information technology related. Next, the below 4 layers: physical devices and control, connectivity, edge or fog computing, data accumulation. These layers are responsible for event-based, real-time, and OT, operational technology. Okay, these 4 layers are responsible for event-based, real-time, and operational technology. If you go for the operational technology based on the event-based and real-time, I will go for the below 4 layers. If I go for the if I used 3 layers for query based, non-real time, and information technology related, I use for the above 3 layers. Okay, see, coming to the first layer, the first layer related to things. Okay, now why? Because the first layer is the perception layer, which consists of sensors. Okay, The sensors must be the intelligence objects. Okay. Next, 2 and 3 layers related to the edge tier. 2 second and third layer related to the edge tier. Next, from 4 to 7, I will termed as a cloud tier. Okay. The entire 7 layer can be divided into 2. Further, it can be classified into 3 layers. First layer is responsible for the things tier, considered as sensors. Second and the third layers go for the edge tier or edge computing related operations. From 4 to 7 layer, it related to the cloud processing. Whatever the data is there, I want to analytics, I want to process, I want to pre-process something, whatever is the related operations. That 4 to 7 layers are responsibility. Okay, the key points are IT and OT. IT is information technology related, OT is the operation related. Next, scalability, interoperability, okay, analytics, integrated with the enterprise. These are whatever these key points are there, or that key points already I discussed in the previous slides. What is the how this scalability is required, why you require interoperability, okay, why we require the analytics, why, because we are having the huge amount of data, I require the big data analytics. Okay, I want to integrate it with the different scenarios. I need to integrate it with the total entire pie like a business layer. Okay, these are the key points. See, if you see, the entire architecture can be scaled into only 2 points. One is IT, next one is OT. Okay, IT is the information technology related. OT is the operation technology related. Okay, the basic low layers, 4 layers related to OT, and upper 3 layers related to the IT. Okay, starting layer is responsible for sensors. Second and third layer is responsible for edge computing for immediate responses, and on the last 4 layers, 4 to 7 layers, concern for the cloud for big data analytics. Okay, these are the 7 layer architecture. Okay, in exam point of view, if there is a question asked, mention the IoT architecture, 7 layer architecture, then you mention this type. Like OSI, there is a 7 layer architecture. Here, the 7 layer architecture consists of physical devices and controllers, connectivity, edge computing, data accumulation, data abstraction, application, collaboration, and process. Okay, whatever the functionalities are there, that functionalities already I discussed in the previous slides. Okay, this is the 7 layer architecture, and we mentioned the key points. By using this 7 layer architecture, we can done these the key points by using this 7 layer architecture. Okay, see the architecture once. I will go for the next topic. Any doubts? Ma'am, if any doubts are there, please post in the chat box. My any doubts? I will clarify.
Sir, what is OT, sir? OT,
Operational related and
operational related.
OT means operational technology related operations. See, whatever the layers are there, OT layers are
Yes.
uh, lower 4 layers. Physical devices, connectivity. These are the related operations na edge computing, data accumulation.
Yes.
Okay, this is related to operations related. That way, I consider as OT layers. See, above 3 layers, 5, 6, 7 are related to the information technology related.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will take the attendance.